G'day, it's Jason here from In Search of Australia. In this episode, I'm showing my approach to Fossicking rivers that have both gemstones and gold. So my approach in these sorts of rivers is this. I've got a bucket here, a laundry bucket. The reason it's a laundry bucket is it fits the sieve really neatly. So it actually creates a seal almost. I've filled it with water and I've added the small gauge sieve, then a larger gauge one, and my pan sieve. Now the pan sieve is going to categorize the really big rocks that you don't even want in the gem sieves. So that'll take that out, and then obviously any concentrate on the bottom might still have gold, and I'll sluice that afterwards. Now the area I'm going to try is just here next to the bucket. What we've got is some bedrock poking out here and some more bedrock here. I pulled these rocks back and I can see a lot of gravel in there. I'm hoping it's quite deep crevice, because the deeper it is, usually the larger the gems you'll get. Bedrock seems a bit shallow. So 4 zircon and some sort of coppery thing. It's a brilliant green. I don't think this crevice is worth continuing with. That's too much work for that. I've moved further into the crevice and the gems stopped. So I might just fill this back in and try further upstream. Bedrock versus trowel. Bedrock wins. I wonder if this is the frog that closed Native Dog Creek. In case you're wondering why I said that, there's a stretch of Native Dog Creek in the Essington State Forest that is banned from Fossicking due to the threat to frog. I don't know the type of frog, but maybe that's an example of one. Who knows? But do check the regulations, do check where you are. Now this is exciting. I actually just moved one rock, that piece of quartz there, to make a dip deep enough to do a test pan. I test panned this area and got quite a nice flake of gold. I'll show that in a moment. However, when I moved one rock, I noticed that there was a crevice here, and you can see it's overhanging. And it's just before the bend. So that one fleck of gold, which is larger than normal, suggests I might be onto a good thing here. There's this nice flake of gold. It was the only piece, but I had only just scraped the surface. Let's see if it proves my theory. One of the things you have to be aware of when you're looking for gold and gemstones is that gemstones and gold, even though they sort of behave the same way, you will find them in different spots. So I find when you're getting right down to the bottom of crevices, you're looking at gold only, because the size, or I should say surface area of a gemstone is so much greater, and the weight isn't quite the same. It doesn't sink as far. So you're sort of going through levels of getting gemstones, then gold. Sometimes you'll get them together in various situations, but in this case, I'm about to yabby pump into the crevice here, and I'm only expecting gold. So there's some nice gold there. As expected, it'd be more gold than gems. Some of the little gems have snuck through to this level, but nothing in the sieve. And just to show there's exceptions to every rule, I get a sapphire. That was yabby pumping the same clay. Now obviously it's not a huge sapphire, but it probably reinforces the fact that you do need to check everything. I find when you're panning material coming out of the fine gem sieve, you've got to be a little bit more careful. Because it's such fine material, it moves much easier. So when you see me pan heavier gravels, I'll be far more furious and fast about it. But in this case, I'm going to be a bit more gentle, because I think it's just too easy to lose the gold when everything's sort of concentrated and heavy in itself, as well as very fine. Good indicator is when you see gemstones starting to appear, it's a good time to stop. Not a ton of gold, but there's some nice pieces in there. Oh, one counts as a picker. Didn't expect that to be picked up. So there's the takings. Very different if you're trying to spread widely and get gems and gold. It slows the process down horrendously in that sense. So I feel like I probably could have done better with the gold if I was using a bucket sieve and not really looking for the gems. So that slow process means I'm getting everything, but you don't get quite as much. So quite a few zircon. I didn't film collecting those out of the sieve. Tailings, I should call it. You saw the sapphire, sort of has a bit more of a green hue here now, but it's under this light, but it looked very blue outside. Not a great take, in my opinion, but I think it's a lot to do with dividing your attention. So it wasn't too bad. I hope you enjoyed the video. Now what I need to do is bring all of these rocks back into the crevice. And you can see why I've had everything really nearby. Much, much easier. I hope you enjoyed.